water, some oil. Look at this. The water is sitting below the oil, or I should say the oil is sitting on top of the water. That's because the oil is less dense than the water. In fact, those two things, if I were able to have a closed container and I would shake them up, they would separate again just like they are now. But what I want to do is I actually want to take a little bit of blue food coloring. And hopefully it'll fall through. So we're going to give it just a second. But while we're waiting, you might be saying, wait a minute, what's going on? How does this relate to art? Well, today's art is a little bit fancier than regular art because we're going to use density and this oil and water to do some really cool art. Maybe. All right, let's drop a few more drops in. Let's make it really heavy so it has to fall through. It's so close. We're gonna help it. All right. There we go. Yay! And this is why we have paper towels. Art can get messy sometimes. Well, that's half the fun. All right, now that we have colored water so we can see it really well, we have our soon-to-be blue water, and we have our oil. Now what I want to do is take an effervescent tablet. Because we've talked about this before, this is like a heatless lava lamp. I'm gonna throw this effervescent tablet in here, and I just wanna show you what happens. And we need to see this because our art is going to depend on these two things not mixing. Oh my gosh, it's going crazy. Look at those bubbles. That is awesome. That is serious fizz. Those effervescent tablets are reacting with the water to produce a chemical reaction. That reaction is producing carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is less dense than both water and oil, rises to the top, pulls some of the water with it. When the air bubble bursts, guess what? The water has to fall back down because it's more dense and doesn't mix with the oil. So how are we going to use this to do some art? I'm glad you asked. Let's move this over. Let's wipe this up, this little bit of oil I had. Oh, and a little bit of food coloring. That's all right. I've got this pan here. We're gonna use this to prevent ourselves from making a huge mess. And I have some food coloring. So for this, you're gonna need food coloring and oil. The only things you're gonna need for this, plus some paper, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But first, we're gonna make our colors. So we're gonna start with our primary colors. Whoop. So we've got red, yellow, and blue. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add just the smallest amount of oil to our containers so that we get that. Oh, guess what? It's not mixing. They don't want to mix. That's okay. But you know what we also need? I want some other colors other than just red, yellow, and blue. I want to make orange, and I also would like to make green, and I want to make purple. So in order to make orange, we need yellow and red. In order to make purple, we need red and blue. And in order to make green, we need blue and yellow. Now my fingers are getting all sorts of colors. That's okay. Just have paper towels handy. And if you need a helper, it's always a good thing. So we're gonna add a little bit of oil to those as well. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to mix these up really well. So I'm going to take one of these pipettes. You could use a straw. I'm just going to stir it up. And we get all of these teeny tiny, thousands upon thousands of little water pockets sitting in the oil. All right, that is what we're going to use to do our art. Because they don't want to mix, they want to stay separated. This is going to be perfect for our experiment. So we've got our red over here. I don't have too much oil. I probably need a little bit more oil on that one. We've got our orange. Maybe. Still looks pretty red. All right, so I've got to work on my colors a little bit. Hopefully this is green. Yes. And lastly, purple. All right, so what we're going to do now is I have some watercolor paper. Doesn't have to be watercolor paper. It can actually be, hey, look, artwork from my daughter. This is her watercolor book. All right, so I'm gonna grab a sheet of this paper. If you don't have watercolor paper, you can simply use a regular sheet of paper. What we're gonna do is we're gonna flip them and fold them hamburger style, like a hamburger bun. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. And the reason I'm doing this is you'll see in just a moment. I'm gonna put this here onto my tray, and then I'm going to pick some colors and I'm going to just splatter them on. So pick whatever colors you like, and you can see all the teeny tiny little food coloring bubbles inside the oil. Now food coloring is water-based, and that's why they don't mix. And I'm gonna throw in some of this red. Oh, there we go. Now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna fold it, and then I'm going to press down on it. And there is my first piece of artwork. Oh, it looks like two eyeballs right there. That looks so cool. I didn't press it very hard, so I've got the color. But look at that. That is so awesome. Now this is thicker paper, so it absorbed the oil a little bit better. And what's gonna happen is it will eventually dry, and then I can cut this out and hang it up for decoration. This actually looks like butterfly wings to me. So let's do another one. Let's do it on the regular paper, just so you can see what that looks like. I think it looks amazing. But I know I have the hamburger style already. I'm actually going to fold it hot dog style. I'm gonna get crazy with this. Oh yeah. And then I'm gonna put it into my pan. And as you saw me do before, I only have to decorate one side because what we're doing is actually we're designing symmetrical art. Because when I fold it over, both sides of my artwork are identical. So it's not just density art, it's symmetrical density art. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna use my left hand too. It's gonna get crazy. Oh yeah, that looks awesome already. Oh, it's definitely gonna be a mess. And actually, I want to put a little bit right down the center to see what happens. All right, here we go. I'm gonna fold this over. Oh, it's really oily. That looks more like a butterfly than the other one did. Look at those wings. That is so cool. Now this is really oily and greasy right now, but it will dry and then you'll have this amazing piece of artwork. Give it a try. Don't you think that's awesome? Density, symmetrical art. What are you waiting for? You better get to it before it flies away. See ya.